What's up, y'all? I'm out here at the range, as you can see, on this old wet, foggy day, or cloudy day, I guess I should say. Temps right now are actually pretty decent. I think right above 70, right at 70. So nice temperature out here, and it is soaking wet from all this rain. But luckily, as you can see, the clouds are holding the sun back, thank goodness, because if that sun comes out, it is going to be a swamp out here. So I'll take these clouds any day if it keeps that old humidity down. I've gotten one test done so far, and this one right here should be a good 9mm test. So the jelly contraption set up, ready to go with a couple of chronos and 2 blocks of gel. Now only one test done so far. It did sneak up here just a little bit, but I'm pretty sure I'll be able to miss that. And I don't think we're gonna need much of this block right here. So we should have plenty of room range this way. Of course, I've got the heavy clothing barrier up front with the layer of denim, fleece, and 2 layers of cotton t-shirt. And this one right here is actually another revisit to some 9mm that I tested only once before, and it was actually using the 9 versus that 30 super carry, just because I could find them both in the same ammo type, and I used the EZs for both of those. So we got completely different tools for this one right here and a completely different setup. I don't think I used a clothing barrier before. I might be wrong on that, but I think it was just bare gel. So anyway, what we got here is the Remington HTP. Now this is their 115 grain round. They're saying 1145 feet per second. Here's a look at your cartridge, brass case with that HTP projectile. Now they're not saying what that 1145 feet per second was gotten from as far as barrel length, so I'm assuming it's longer than what we've got out here. We may hit that with the G17. I really can't remember what it did out of the EZ. So anyway, we got a couple different lengths here. For the shorty, I've got the Canik Mete MC9 with a 3.1 inch barrel. Now that EZ that I tested with before, that's roughly 3.6, 3.7. So this one's a little bit shorter. And then for the longer one, we've got the G17 with the 4.5 inch barrel. So this is longer than what I used before. So we should see at least some good performance from that one right there, if not both of them. I'm pretty sure on that previous test, these things did a pretty decent job with that setup. So hopefully we'll see a repeat of it today. Let's get it all set up and see what they do. All right, let's see what we can get out of these things this morning. I'm gonna do a 5-round average from each barrel length, starting with the MC9 first. Now remember, this stuff was saying 1145, but didn't say what barrel length. I definitely don't expect to see it here. You will see multiple numbers from this radar. The large one's right here at the muzzle, and then you've got 5 across the bottom. The first one there is set for 3 yards, which is roughly where the gel is here at 10 feet. And then the others are set for 10, 15, 25, and 50 yards. So 1145, again, I know we won't see that here, but hopefully we get something decent, good enough to give us some good performance anyway. 75, that's 1133. Felt a little weird there. 1148, so we just exceeded it there. Another 75, 1118. 1120. I thought that was going to be another 75, and 1134, so not too bad really out of this 3.1 inch. Let's check out the average. All right, y'all, I was actually trying on the 75 out there at that time. Normally, I'll be honest, I don't normally try. I mean, I get close in the general area, but I don't concentrate that much. I was trying to get those, so I got 2 of them. Anyway, a 5-round average right there was 1131 feet per second. We did have one to hit that 45. We had 1148. We had an extreme spread of 30 with a 12.4 standard deviation, so not bad on the consistency right there. I ain't mad about that from a short barrel 9. 1131, 115 grain projectile. I got pretty good confidence that that's going to give us some good performance. Let's reset it and see what the G17 does. All right, let's see what we get from this G17. All of these should easily hit the 1145 or exceed it. Let's see what happens. 1198. 1213, 1212, 1178, and 1214, so very consistent, all but that one that dropped a little low. Let's check out the average. All right, so even with that one low round, not bad at all right here. We had a 5-round average of 1203, and that was with a low of 1178. I think all the rest of them were within about 10 FPS of each other. With that low one, we had an extreme spread of 35 with a 15.3 standard deviation. So again, I ain't mad at that right there. And 1203, there's no doubt we're gonna see some good performance. difference. If you remember on the MC9, it was 1131, so you're talking about what, 72 feet per second difference? Not a whole lot, but that could be enough difference to make a difference in some cases. In this case right here, again, I think both of these are going to do a pretty good job in the gel, but let's get everything reset and y'all know what time it is. All right, y'all, it's HTP, the one for the jelly time. We'll put one from each barrel length into the gel, starting with this MC9 first. Should see good results from both of these, but hopefully I'm not surprised in a bad way. All right, that should have been a nice one right there. Let me go see what I got. All right, we're looking pretty nice down there with that one, and hopefully that's a sign of more good things to come with this G17. I feel pretty confident that it is, but let's see what happens. All right, that was another beautiful placement. Let me go see what we got. All right, let's take a look at what we got down here, y'all. Really nice performance from both of these. I don't know if I mentioned, but somebody actually left a comment for me to test these. I had totally forgot about them, so I'm glad they commented to retest these because this is surprisingly good performance right here. Now on the top, that was the one from the MC9. As you can see, comes in here, immediate expansion, very nice disruption and spiral action all the way through this first block. It goes into the second block probably 3 inches, I would say, maybe a little over 3 inches, and you've got some nice expansion down here. And then of course down below that, that's the one from the G17. More really nice stuff right here. You can definitely tell you had more velocity right here though, because once again comes in here, very nice disruption, really nice energy transfer, again all the way through its travel. Now this one stops about 2 inches, I would say, shy of the end of this 16-inch block, but you can already tell it has a lot more expansion. But as far as travel distance on them, the one on top there from the MC9 is exactly 19 inches, so really nice right there. And then down on the bottom from the G17, that one's at exactly 14 1/4. So once again, very nice from both of those rounds. And here's your close-up look at them. Again, really nice transfer of energy with both of these rounds. Both of them keep on trucking through this first block. That one right there is the G17. You can see very nice expansion. I can already tell. If we go back up to the top and keep going, the one from that MC9, not quite as much expansion for sure, but very nice from both of these. And looking from the top here, you can see more of the same basically. Very nice disruption and transfer of energy from both of them. All the way through that block. Down there's the G17. And then keep on going, there's the MC9. All right, let's take a look at the projectiles. Definitely a difference right here, even just visually without even measuring. This one right here is from the MC9 shorter barrel. This one's from the G17. Much more expansion from the G17. You can see both of them picked up a little bit of cloth. They got rid of it pretty well. This one held a little more cloth just because of that velocity, obviously. You can look from the side there. Again, quite a difference in expansion. MC9 and then G17. Now both of them have plenty of an expansion as far as I'm concerned, but you can definitely see the difference. But let's see what kind of material we might have lost. I don't know if we did. We probably lost a few crumbs, but we'll see. They both started at 115. This one is at 114.2, so could have lost something, could just be manufacturing tolerances. And then this one here is at 114.8. So once again, probably just manufacturing tolerances, although we could have lost a crumb or two. And then as far as your sizes, you'll definitely see a little difference here. This one from the MC9, you got 472 and 481. So nice expansion right there. And then this one from the G17, you got 600 and 572. So definitely a noticeable difference as far as expansion with that G17. And there you go, y'all, the 115 grain Remington HTP 9mm. really nice performance out from both of these, I think, for standard pressure 9. Now, I know I'm a broken record when I talk about it. In my opinion, I want something way more spicier. I always do, probably, no matter what the caliber, but for a standard pressure 9mm, I think both of these did a very nice job. Nice consistency from both barrel lengths. Really nice performance here in the gel. So if I had these and was a standard pressure kind of guy, I certainly would have no problem having these loaded up. All right, y'all, I feel like this one was kind of short and sweet, but sometimes the performance just says all that needs to be said. Again, putting my velocity and energy preference aside, I think these did a great job for standard pressure 9mm. They did exactly what they claimed to do as far as velocity. Now, I would guess that they got that velocity from probably 4-inch barrel or so, so I didn't expect to hit it out of the MC9, although we did with one of the rounds. So I think you've got to give these rounds credit for doing what they claim to do. I believe they do have these in the other weights, 124, 147, maybe even some kind of plus P. I'm not sure if I've tested any of the other ones. I'll have to go back and look, but if I hadn't, that may be something I need to look into and see what they can do. But let me know what y'all think down in the comments. As always, those of y'all that carry 9mm, any of y'all out there actually carry this HTP in 115 or some other weight? If you do, what do you think about them out here today? Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. A reminder, as always, if you're doing any kind of shopping, hit up those affiliate links in the video description first. I've got pretty much anything you might need down there, and anything you pick up after hitting those links helps the channel, so I really appreciate that. Big thanks again to all my Range Gang members and every single one of y'all for supporting the channel. I've got one more test planned for out here today, so make sure you stay on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, stay safe, stay prepared, and I'll see you soon.